Hi, Leo, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So, what we're going to do is do a read for you and who, right? And the who could be a friend or family member, boyfriend, girlfriend. It even could be a significant other, a person of interest, or one side of a situation and another. Okay, so please know that this is a general read. If you'd like a personal read to tap into your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below. All right. So a couple announcements, guys. We've got a brand new class that's coming out. It's about activating your feminine energy, your Empress energy, and being able to step into a room and own it. All right. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful webinar. I'm very excited to do this. So that being said, for a lot of times that we get into our masculine energy pretty heavy. A lot of us women, when we go to work, and sometimes we bring that home with us, and whatever that looks like, and sometimes we forget the beauty of our feminine energy, and it's such a genius. And the beauty is that you have it within you, and sometimes it just needs to be reactivated. And learning all of the nice little ways to be able to do that, and so much more. So I think you'll love it. I'll look forward to you checking it out. It's up here or in my description box, right? And then lastly, for those of you that want to take it a step further and are looking to eliminate, negative emotions, any sort of, long-held negative beliefs that are holding you back, you want to check out the Beyond the Read session up here, because you do it once. You don't have to do it for a long time. And then what it does is that maybe you have to do a tune-up down the line, but it really lifts your spirits, brings you a lot lighter, and allows you to move forward with this year so you can make it the best year yet. So if you're looking for something like that and you've noticed a pattern, you just don't know what it is, then you do want to check that out Beyond the Read, okay? And if you don't know, what service will be best, go to our discovery session below, because that's a complimentary one-on-one time with you and I, and then we make a recommendation based upon your needs. And if it's a good fit, we invite you into one of our programs, okay? So let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So we're going to start first on how you feel about them, okay? So how you feel about them. Let's take a look and see what this is for you. How you feel about them. All right, here we go. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you really believe that this other person is a work of art. This is the goddess of arts that comes out, and really this is about tapping into the creativity, right? This is about that you feel maybe this person is an artist in some sort of way in the work that they do, right? We can all be an artist in the type of work. It doesn't always have to be music. It doesn't always have to be painting. We can be very artistic and creative in what we do. Creatively, if you are anything else, you can be just creative in your world. But what this is saying is that how you feel about them is you feel that their artist in them is about to really emerge, right? That they're maybe creating some things that are really making them stand out and be different from others, okay? So Leo, this is really exciting. This is about, stamping the creativity in whatever that is. Now, this is in the position on how you feel about them, okay? It could very much well be you. You might resonate with one side more than another. So I do want you to note that, all right? So, but that's what it's saying, is that you feel that this person is very, very creative, okay? Let's go ahead and pull some cards and see what else, how you feel about them. How you feel about them. Let's see what these cards have to say. Interesting. So this is about simplicity. So how you feel about them is you feel that they're perhaps very simple, that they lead perhaps a simple life, and that allows them to be extremely creative in terms of what it is that they do. And that simple life makes them feel very confident, okay? It's a lot of yellow there, talking about the solar plexus. But this is also, there has been some rewiring of some sort, okay? That rather than making things complicated, is that there's a rewiring to make it simple, okay? So in this relationship or situation, this is saying is that things can be a lot more simple. And that's what seems to be coming through with them, is that you see them as simple, but I really believe that it took some sort of rewiring with this other person in terms of making that happen. Okay, so it just talks about this is about getting rid of all the complexity of the relationship or situation and really breaking it down to its simplest form. Okay, and it wants to let any sort of thoughts and any sort of rumination that's happening within the head. It's how you feel about them. Make it simple. So what it wants you to do is to let those negative thoughts, those feelings, those wounds, the old wounds and things like that, be purified. Okay, be purified. And you see there's a lot of light around this too. So it's like, it's almost as if the sun wants to shine through and purify those thoughts and how you feel about them. Okay. So yeah, and I think that this is also saying to, in the situation or in the relationship, it does want you to stick to the facts. Okay, this is going to help you at this time. Okay, stick to the facts and don't let anyone's complications this is saying maybe if you need to, if you have to declutter your environment and everything, make it really simple. Okay, because it's going to allow you to think more clearly and allows you to step back. And then what you're going to do is, when you do these little things, clear the clutter in your environment, clear the clutter of your mind and things like that, it allows you to get some very beautiful, striking clarity. Okay, and that's what this wants to let you do: clarity about the relationship and clarity about the situation. So that's what I really feel was important for you to get out of that, on how you feel about them. I'm going to pull some tarot. We're going to see what wants to come through on how you feel about them, and to clarify and see what wants to come through. But yeah, that's exactly what I see here. Being very creative, and let's see what else. How do you see them? Wow, something like you see them as an ending of some sort, that something has come to an end with a particular person. How interesting, guys. Let's take a look at this further. At the Death card, what do we get? Wow, you get the Strength card, you get your Leo card. So how interesting. So this is saying that whatever has come to the end, you've got the strength. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's about making your life simple and decluttering your environment and your life. That's really, really important. Anything else and how you feel about that? Wow, let's see what this is maybe you feel that they're moving on, and they're looking at other vistas, you know what I mean? So I think that, there could have been, a third party situation where there's two people and then one was left behind. So I do want to bring that up. It could be for some of you. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy. So it's that fire type energy. Now this could be you taking on this energy now that you've made things simple. Now you're looking on the vistas and seeing what else there is. But I want to, for some of you, it's the other side, okay? So note your comments below on how that resonates, but how you feel about them is, perhaps that they are moving on. Anything else, how you feel about them? Wow, you had a lot of passion. This wants you to, how you feel about them, it's about, turning things up the heat a little bit. It's like the universe has got your back to put some fire behind you. And so in how you feel about them is you would like to see things heat up. You would like to see that passion happen again. In your life, it's asking for you to turn up the heat in this relationship or in this situation. Okay, so that's what I feel that's kind of coming together. How interesting. And I'm going to see what the Moon card has to say about this. How you feel about them. Wow. Yeah, it's like the universe, this is about surrendering to the divine in this relationship or situation. So it's not something that can be forced. This is something that is really saying, okay, surrender to this, and things are kind of fall as they may. Let's see about how they feel about you. How do they feel about you? Let's take a look at this a little bit more, okay? How do they feel about you? Productivity, they see you as being very, very productive in terms of what it is that you do, that you're very cognizant of your time and you value your time and things like that. So they do see you that way. Let me pull some love cards. Let's see what else wants to come through here. So, they feel, okay, so take a look at this. They see you as very productive, okay? So that's the card that comes through. It's very, in doing it, what it is that you love, to see things really grow and grow and grow, okay? But then I also get here is that there's a hidden path. And this is about how they feel about you. They're not sure which way to move, okay? It's almost as if the path is not clear, and so they don't know which step to take. And so what they're doing is, going within. They know they're protected, and, they are protected. The sun's going to light the way. You're going to get your perception, your keen eye of perception is going to kick in. So whatever way that you go, just know you just need to focus on what it is that you want, and then take that first step, and the next step will show up, and the next step will show up, and you'll be given signals along your path. And so your hidden path will no longer be hidden, but just know you are protected. But how they feel about you is they feel that the path is hidden. They don't know which way to go. They're not seeing a clear, distinct path to go. Know what's next with you. Okay. I'm going to pull another card to see what else wants to come through. How they feel about you. Now this fell out. What is this one? Wow. What they've done in this situation or in this relationship, there's been some sort of release, okay? There's been some sort of release to gain some sort of enlightenment. This is interesting because I feel that this is coming, you kind of get the same thing. You've got this, you've got the eyes, the horse eye, you've got it here and here, right? In both of them. And what's funny is that it's like, even though some things were hidden, here, this is saying for you to release it to the divine, and to really, ask guidance, and follow your heart. Know that you're protected, and you're going to get the insights and the light that you need in this relationship or situation. It's going to be lighted up. So, and this is interesting. So that's exactly what I get there. Is there's been some sort of release that was necessary in this relationship or situation. That release, it's like, there has been, maybe there was an unexpected situation. Maybe you had this release of this overwhelming emotion from this relationship or situation, and you've been tired, and maybe you've had not a lot of concentration. There is tears here, guys, on the trunk of the tree. There's like tears coming down. It's like from the eye. So I think there's been some sort of release, and an emotional release. Wow, guys. Whew. Okay, so this is the other person, and then how they see you. Some of you might resonate with you being here, but there has been some tears on this other side, and they feel like they had to release the situation to the divine. Okay, that's how they felt, and they were getting tired, and I think that they all of a sudden, when you were gone, they had this unexpected emotion come up that they didn't realize on how you affected them. So. And this is saying that some sort of past trauma or maybe sadness is being triggered, from this relationship or situation, and this wants to let you know that you are in a safe, loving environment, and that raw expression is going to be really important for you to have some sort of recovery, release. And feel lighter, right? This is saying the storm is over right now, okay? You're safe, you're loved. Just really set your heart free and let the tears come out, a good cry of some sort. That could be the case. This is how this person feels about you, okay? So that's what it's in the place of. So you guys note your comments below. Gosh, wow. Very interesting. I'm going to pull some tarot on this and see what wants to come out, guys. But there's been some sort of release. I don't know on their side is that how they feel about you is they've had to release you because it was very hurtful for them. Maybe because something was triggered in them and they realized a few things. Okay, so let me just pull some tarot and see what else wants to come out. Wow. Let's see here. Yet they're trying to keep things in balance, okay? And I get the Two of Pentacles. Earth sign type energy, but balancing emotional, heart with the mind, emotions, spiritual with the physical plane. So they were trying to balance something out. Okay, they were trying to balance something out through the murky waters of their emotions. And they had to move to a place because they think the emotions in this relationship or situation kept them unbalanced. So they moved to calmer waters. You could have been dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy. This is about the six, about growth and moving forward to calmer waters. Okay, so that's what I see here. And it's like they're moving forward to calmer waters, but they did have they did have love get sent to them. They just were so focused on what it should look like, they didn't really see the way it was coming in, and so they didn't really see it and ignored it. But I think that that maybe their cup of love that they perhaps offered to you was rejected. Okay, so maybe that's how they felt. Okay, so for some of you that might be the case. Okay, so that's on how they feel about you, how they feel about you. Yeah, and what happened is, what happened is they had to, by whatever happened, it's really allowed them to stretch and to grow, and to see things in a different way. So because stretching and growing, this is all about putting themselves forward. Is like how they feel about you is they see you stand in the sun. They this that maybe that you had some doubt, anxiety, and insecurity perhaps too. But how they feel about you is they've had to stretch themselves, I think, too. You had to stretch yourself and they had to stretch themselves in sort of doubt, fear, and anxiety of some sort. Okay. It's like this is just remembering that something doesn't grow overnight. A relationship doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take some slow saunter love, that sauntering of love, and that just is layer upon layer upon layer. And so what it did is it stretched the situation. Okay, so just like you plant a seed, you can't just yell at it to make it grow so it turns into something, right? So this is saying is that it needs light, it needs water, it needs days for the roots to grow and all of that. So that's what this is talking about. How interesting. What you need to know most about them. What is it that you need to know most about them, Lee? Let's check this out. Wow. Wow. I got the card absence. Okay. This is interesting. That you obviously probably are at some sort of distance away from you, haven't been seeing each other, you're at a distance, you perhaps haven't been talking. And they don't, I think in their heart, they feel a little weighed down because this horse has hooves that are kind of putting it into the soil, and it's not like running and around the place. It's like a horse is all about freedom, right? And so I think that what you need to know most about them is maybe perhaps they didn't want to be tied down, maybe they didn't want a commitment or a relationship. For some of you that could be the case, and they wanted to be free. Okay, so they were in absence of having a foundational commitment of the heart. Okay, and that could be the case for some of you guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull some tarot and see what wants to come out. What you need to know most about them, yes, they've been absent. There's something missing. They've been absent. There's a reason for that, but there's a moon here that's being hidden. I'm gonna pull a moon card on this. Okay, so yeah, it's like let me just see what else wants to come out. What's interesting is that you could have been dealing with perhaps even a Libra as well. But what I get here is it says that there's a win-win outcome is in the forecast. There's been an absence that in this situation that it's allowed you both to grow, quite frankly. So there's a win-win outcome in this situation. What you need to know most about them, there is a win-win outcome here. Okay. What does the tarot have to say about this win-win outcome? Let's take a look at this. Okay. All right. What is that? Gosh, you get the Ace of Wands. You see how fast things can turn around? You just never know. You just kind of have to go with the flow. This is an opportunity for inspiration and creation. And this is calling upon that creativity. So what you need to know most about them is that they want to bring forth inspiration and creativity. They're thinking of the creative way to come forward, to you. Anything else? Let's see here. Yeah, I've been focusing a lot on work, and they're kind of seeing how things have gone thus far in this relationship, or in, whatever that situation. They've been probably working really hard too, but they've stopped to focus, on the progress that they've made. This is the Seven of Pentacles, having faith that if they continue to work on this, that it can actually move forward. Okay, and kind of deciding them. I'm gonna pull one more card. Yeah, and that's the King of Swords. And this is about having authority. The swords are talking about being very clear thinking and very intellectual. Okay, so that is where this person is coming from right now. So they will cut something out with that. So this is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type energy. So either you're taking that on and cut it out, or they did. But I'm going to pull one more card on the King of Swords here. What is that? Queen of Cups. Wow, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces type energy. So it's kind of like, she's looking at her emotions and he's thinking intellectually, right? So it's kind of like not on the same page here and speaking each other's same language. So, perhaps there needs to be a little bit of communication clearance here, okay? So what you need to know most about them, what you need to know most about them, that it's time for the real you to emerge. So in other words, is that you are changing in this relationship or from this relationship, and there is an emergence of a new person because of what you both have learned here in this relationship or situation. And what's interesting is I feel that what you need to know most about them is they need to know the real you now, because you've made some changes in your life, okay? You've been transformed, okay? And you have a keener perception as well. And so you've got a different you, and it changes the dynamics, like putting new software in a computer and downloading and installing it. You've got to reboot everything. So what's happening is that your system's rebooting from the knowledge and the spiritual insights and what you've gained from this relationship or situation. And now there's a different you that's emerging. Okay, so what you need to know about them is they too are going through a transformation, right? And that it's time. What you need to know about them is that they're trying to love themselves. They're focusing on loving themselves. Okay, they're focusing on self-love. And this is an angel of soul love. This could be some sort of soul connection. Okay. What you need to know most about them is that they're taking a look on how they value themselves, and they see that you're taking a look on how you value you, okay? In this relationship or situation, there is some self-love that is necessary here, okay? Very necessary. What are the blockages and difficulties here in this relationship or situation? Let's see what that is, okay? Fortitude. This is about having the strength to continue to move forward and looking at the higher, scale, kind of like the 30,000 foot view, looking down and just kind of, saying, okay, I'm going to use my instincts of the wolf. I'm going to use my, the bigger picture of the eagle. I'm going to use the playfulness of the sea otter, and I'm going to continue to move forward. Okay. So the blockages and difficulties is not having the fortitude to move forward. Let me see what else wants to come through. This is about getting a different perspective of the relationship or situation. Okay. Because of the worlds have changed, and so now it's getting, you see things from a different perspective, right? You've seen things from a different perspective. Yeah, blockages and difficulties. It's like you're going through some sort of healing right now, some sort of healing in this relationship or situation. So blockages and difficulties. Anything else? Lots of healing, guys. You even got the angel of healing. Wow. So there is a time for healing in this. There is, if you felt some sort of sadness in this situation or in this relationship, and what is happening is that the angels want to come in and just embrace you and just give you a hug of healing. And this is showing up today because they are like sending you the vibrations of healing. You can kind of see that laser focus is just know that you are being sent vibrations of healing towards you. The source hears you and just knows, wants to just wrap you in its loving wings and just say, hey, I'm here for you. heal, get some rest, eat well, do what it is what you need to do, because that's really, really big. Okay, so that's the difficulties. Is there's some healing that needs to take place, and it's also has to do with your family. So there is some blockages as it relates to family, but it's also saying that the angels are hearing the call for you and your family, and at this particular time, okay, and to know that you're safe, that both you and your family are safe, and you're surrounded by healing energy. So this might have to do with something of healing of a past family situation, guys. Note your comments below, but that's exactly what I see. Maybe something was brought up, in this that perhaps could have been the case. What is the best way to move forward? What is the best way to move forward for you, Leo? What is the best way? Coming together, right? This is like a family tree. Is always when I get this card, it's like the coming together in this relationship or situation. It's about coming together. Okay, very, very huge. What do the angel cards have to say? Coming together. Yeah, this is about embracing the shadows within a family structure, perhaps, and this is about knowing that dark side, that shadow side, holds. It actually holds a hidden treasure for you to acknowledge, work in with you, and understand, and know that it's there, but know that you also have an opportunity to choose the light, to choose which way, how you want to move forward. Okay, so this is the goddess of shadows, and then, so what you perceive to be your dark side really holds this hidden treasure. All right, that puts you on fire. Okay, that really, really transforms you. Okay, and all the chakras are all lit up like a Christmas tree. I mean, it's just like, whoa. When you know whatever has been going on that you've noticed in as it pertains to your family or situation, guys, note your comments below. Sending you lots of love, as it pertains to that. But it's saying that shadow work in that is going to be it's going to be helpful. Okay, and it is actually showing you the difference that it exists within you, and the only way to rid of it taking its lead is to acknowledge it, know that it's there, and know that you have a choice that you can make as to which way you would like to move forward. This card that comes to clarify that, how to move forward: you are good enough. Okay, so I want you to write in your comments below, I am enough. I am more than enough. Okay, I am so worthy of having the best and being blessed immediately with the universe right now. This is so beautiful. So I am worthy. Okay, and this very, very key. I am good enough. I am more than enough. And this is really what's really coming through. And this is really loving one's self. All that green is that heart chakra. That's the best way to move forward, to know and not to question that you are not good enough. You were born good enough. And so it is. So I hope that this helps you in some way. And I look forward to seeing you in March. All right. And until then, namaste.